My first overall play is going to be Geno Smith over 1.5 passing touchdowns. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly why that's my favorite play, along with 5 other plays. Stay tuned. What is going on, guys? Welcome to Daily Grind Fantasy Sports YouTube channel, where I teach you guys exactly how to make money betting on sports through fantasy apps like PrizePicks, Underdog, Jock Market, all those fixed payout platforms. And this is going to be through the strategy of correlating plays. I also show you guys how to make money through plus EV betting in my individual live streams. If you guys want to show up to those live streams, feel free to hit that notification bell, subscribe button. Stay tuned for whenever I go live. Now, let's first talk about the basics of PrizePicks and these other fixed payout platforms. I want to talk about their payout structure. So keep in mind that on PrizePicks, Underdog, Jock Market, ParlayPlay, all these fixed payout platforms, they never change their payouts based on the combination of players, generally speaking. So let's go ahead and just run through this real quick. I'm going to pick 6 random props here. We're going to turn this into a 6 flex PrizePicks slips. For anybody who doesn't know what that PrizePicks slip is, you have to get 6 out of 6 to get 25x your payout. You have to get 5 out of 6 to get 2x payout, and you have to get 4 out of 6 to get 0.4x payout. The rest of those payouts, 0 out of 6, 1 out of 6, 2 out of 6, 3 out of 6, you don't return anything back. And this is going to be very crucial to understand throughout this video, because there's going to be an exploitable edge here through correlating plays in NFL. I'm going to show you guys the math. I'm going to show you the breakdown here in just a second. So like I said, you compare any 6 plays together, whether they're positively correlated, negatively correlated, it does not matter. The payouts will not change here on PrizePicks. The only thing you cannot do on PrizePicks is hit all unders on positively correlated NFL plays. Those payouts will change on PrizePicks, but right now, positively correlated plays with all the overs. Anyway, you can go ahead and pair any combination of players. I can go over to WNBA, hit more or less on these players, and as you can see, I always get 25x for 6 out of 6, 5 out of 6, 2x, and then 4 out of 6, 0.4x. I can change the over or under of these players. I can change it for Geno Smith, Pavetta, does not matter. I'm always going to get the same payout. Again, this is very crucial to understand, because on traditional sports books like FanDuel single game parlays, DraftKings single game parlays, they do alter the payouts based on the percent chance that all these players are either going to go over or under. And the reason they do this is because there's a slight edge to be had here in positively correlating plays. Let's go ahead and just talk through this real quick. If I hit the over on Geno Smith over 1.5 passing touchdowns, that means one of his receivers is more likely to catch more balls, more likely to get the over on the receiving yards, right? Because Geno Smith is passing the ball more, right? Especially in the red zone here, hitting the over of 1.5 passing touchdowns. So if I head down here and I take the over on one of his favorite wide receivers, DK Metcalf, over 59.5 receiving yards, for 2 out of 2, which is 3x, that payout never changes, right? And this is crucial to understand, because DK Metcalf positively impacts the outcome of Geno Smith if they both hit their overs, therefore organically increasing the percent odds to hit on both of these players because they're positively correlated players, right? But another thing to take into consideration, this is another dynamic, is that this still might not be a plus EV bet, strictly because there's heavy juice on 2-man powers. By taking a look at my spreadsheet here, you guys can see that the break-even percentage, the actual percent odds to hit on 2 individual legs here for a PrizePicks slip, has to be higher than 57.75%, which also equates to implied odds of minus 136. So if I break this down even further, the same payouts exist if you were to go to a traditional sports book like FanDuel and DraftKings and put in the parlay of 2 minus 136 odds, you'd get exactly 3x payout. And those odds are actually not very good. And that's why I tell a lot of people to avoid 2-man powers in general. And that's why the 6 flex slip and the 5 flex slip provide the best bang for your buck, right? If you look at the average percent odds to hit, and these are the true odds percent to hit per leg, your break-even percentage, you're going to have to win each individual leg at about a 54.26% or plus to have a break-even profit margin on 5 flex or 6 flex slips. So they're tremendously better. I mean, 3% really does matter in the grand scheme of things here, 3.5%, when comparing the long-term ROI between 5 flex, 6 flex slips, comparing them to 2-man powers. So keeping that in consideration, we want to play the optimal slip type while also organically increasing the correlation of these players. And that's where the DGF software comes into play. The DGFantasy correlation tool scans through the highest correlated combos for each specific game for college football and NFL finds you the highest correlated combos based on the correlation score, the way that these individual plays affect each other within their game scripts, and then shows you the plus EV percentage of each individual leg, combines that knowledge, and then shows you the best overall slip based on the optimal slip type. Hopefully you guys are following. So for a 5-man and 6-man slip, we're showing you the best correlated combos paired with the best plus EV individual legs. And that's going to provide the best bang for your buck slip on each individual app for each individual fixed payout platform. So like on PrizePicks, ParlayPlay, Jock Market, where we know the percent odds are organically increasing for these correlated combos, but the payouts are never changing, right? So hopefully you guys get the correlation strategy, at least up to this point. We're taking advantage of plays that are organically increasing here in terms of the percent odds to hit based on the combination of players, but the payouts are not changing. That is the edge, right? So we're going to take a look here at the exact game that we're talking about with Geno Smith, over 1.5 passing touchdowns. It's going to be the Seahawks versus the Giants. I believe they square off Sunday Night Football at 8:15. And we're going to go ahead and take a look here at the correlated plays. So for this exact slip, we're taking a look at Geno Smith over 1.5 passing touchdowns, pairing him with DK Metcalf. That's another play within the slip. And I already talked about why these two are positively correlated. But let's now take it a step further and talk about why each of these plays within the slip recommended are also positively correlated, right? Let's now switch over to Daniel Jones over 230.5 passing yards. Daniel Jones and Geno Smith over Geno Smith over 1.5 passing touchdowns, Daniel Jones over 230.5 passing yards are very positively correlated, because the more likely that Geno Smith is to go over 1.5 passing touchdowns also impacts Daniel Jones's over of 230.5 passing yards, right? If they get into a shootout, they're going to positively affect each other's performances. And same thing with DK Metcalf. You guys get where I'm going with this. So having these three go over their projection is a lot more likely, a lot more positively correlated than just Geno Smith and DK Metcalf. But again, I can play up to 6 legs here on PrizePicks. Let's now take it a step further. Let's now pair one of Daniel Jones's favorite receivers here, Darius Slayton, over 39.5 receiving yards. That is obviously, that wide receiver one is obviously very positively correlated with Daniel Jones over passing yards. So now the percent odds to hit increase even more for all 4 of these people if this has a pass-heavy game script, right? Now let's go ahead and include Darren Waller, one of Daniel Jones's favorite receivers / tight ends, right? Very straightforward up to this point. You guys get where I'm going with this. And then also Tyler Lockett. And this slip with this exact profit margin correlation score is showing a very plus EV slip, meaning that if you play slips like this in the long term, you're going to remain a profitable sports bettor. Again, where the software comes into play is it shows you the highest correlated combos as of right now. Leading up to Sunday Night Football, there might actually be better plays, right? We know these plays bounce all over the place. These plays get bumped. Other better props come out, more correlated combos, maybe under rushing yards for a specific player. And this tool is updating every single minute to ensure that you have the highest profitable margin slip for each individual game, which is beautiful. Beautiful. The really cool thing about this tool too is if you head over to the correlation tab on DGFantasy, all of our results for every single slip, for every single game is recorded. So if you started on August 18th, which was last month, just over a month, you would be up 144.8 units. A $5 sports bettor would still be breaking even and then making a lot more. And a $100 bettor would be making over $14,000 within that game span. The strategy here is taking advantage of the highest correlated combos, playing the volume game, 1% of your bankroll or less on each one of these slips, and you will be a long-term profitable sports bettor. It's literally that easy. Now let's talk about another fixed payout platform that is maybe not as popular as PrizePicks, but also a very good app to play. This is ParlayPlay. ParlayPlay, you get 40x for hitting 6 out of 6. This is, of course, not insured, so if you miss one of those legs, obviously, not that good of a payout because you get nothing. But the whole point here is to play the long-term game. And what we're going to do here is we're also going to positively correlate a slip here. The correlation tool not only shows you the best slip types for PrizePicks, but also these other fixed payout platforms. Let's now talk about another correlated slip here for the Houston Texans and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And what we're doing, again, is looking at the software, which compares plus EV individual legs, and then shows you the best correlated combos for this exact fixed payout platform. If you guys have not signed up for ParlayPlay, be sure to use code DGF for 100% match up to $100. We absolutely love ParlayPlay. CJ Stroud over 0.5 interceptions, and Kenny Pickett under passing yards. I'm going to talk about the game script here in a second and why this is positively correlated. Pickens under receptions or receiving yards. Tank Dell over receiving yards. That guy's been balling out. Dameon Pierce under rushing yards. And Najee Harris over 56.5 rushing yards. So given the individual plus EV on each leg here, we're playing to a game script where the Pittsburgh Steelers get out to an early lead. They're not throwing that much. They're getting out to an early rushing lead. Let's hope. Najee Harris rushes for a lot of yards, and they also don't have to pass as much. Playing from behind is CJ Stroud, and he's throwing the ball a lot more, therefore increasing his chances at an interception, and Tank Dell catching more yards, while also not leaning on the rushing attack, Dameon Pierce going under 47.5s. And the way that we came up with this correlation slip is by scanning the market, scanning the plus EV individual plays, and then also looking through the highest correlated combos at that specific time. This slip is very profitable on ParlayPlay. Guys, if you did enjoy this NFL content, please do hit that subscription button, notification bell, and of course, smash that like button for all of our future NFL content. With all that being said, have a great rest of your day, and let's cash.